The leading telecom operators are announcing faster deployment of 5G networks in hundreds of cities and showcasing better and faster connectivity. But the flip side of the story is often overlooked. The 5G network can be misused for drug trafficking, money laundering, terror financing, as per papers submitted at Director Generals of Police, that is DGP's meet. Hello and welcome to VARINDIA News Hour. There are warnings against the vulnerabilities of the high-speed 5G telecom network, according to papers submitted at a key security meet, which have noted that it can provide an excellent platform for middlemen and agents for creating linkages for crimes such as drug trafficking, human and organ trafficking, money laundering and terror financing. The papers written by some Indian Police Service officers were submitted at the just concluded conference of Director Generals of Police and Inspector General of Police attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Addressing the issues that arise along with such network systems, a few Indian Police Service, that is IPS officers, have submitted a report at a top corps meeting. Warning against the many loopholes and vulnerabilities of the high-speed 5G network, the police officials looked into several key security concerns. The IPS officers who wrote the paper suggested that a reserved 5G bandwidth and a highly secured equipment should be deployed proactively for sensitive government-related communications and for military usage, and only approved and authenticated firms with the least cyber risk or with maximum safety protocols should be allowed to work in for the government agencies. The 5G network core is built on easily accessible and open internet protocols such as HTTP and transport layer security, that is TLS. In a network slicing environment, different subnetworks will have different natures of cybersecurity. Keys for radio interface encryption are delivered across unsecured routes. Vulnerabilities such as IDOR, that is Insecure Direct Object Reference, could arise. Secondly, the telco cloud is vulnerable to cyber attacks, which can compromise the security of the network and the data stored in the cloud, the papers said. There are several improvements in the 5G that support such remote control functions like drones, robotic surgery, etc. But criminals can exploit this aspect too. The IPS officers wrote that the 5G equipment manufacturers would try to sell the valuable data to the marketers for targeted advertising, and this should be monitored to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Let's look into today's headlines in VARINDIA. CERT-In warns Apple users of high-severity iOS vulnerability. The Indian Computer Emergency Response Team has disclosed that a vulnerability has been reported in iOS affecting Apple iOS version prior to 12.5.7 for iPhone 5s, iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus, iPad Air, iPad Mini 2, iPad Mini 3 and iPad Touch 6th generation. The vulnerability exists due to a type of confusion flaw in the WebKit component. With this vulnerability, an attacker could lure the victim to visit a malicious crafted website and execute arbitrary code on the targeted system. Novus Green establishes India's largest floating solar plant in Jaipur. Hyderabad-based Novus Green Energy Systems Limited successfully installed and completed the synchronization of a floating solar plant with transparent glass-to-glass modules at Singarani Thermal Power Plant, Jaipur. The initiative was country's largest floating solar plant that uses transparent glass-to-glass solar modules and is first of its kind to be manufactured and used at this scale in India. Amazon warns employees to not chat with ChatGPT. According to a report, Amazon employees have been using ChatGPT to help them with research and solve day-to-day problems. However, Amazon has cautioned its workers against sharing sensitive information with the chatbot. Amazon has warned employees not to put confidential data on ChatGPT. The company concerns that the risk of ChatGPT learning incorrect or false information can be dangerous. Indian electronics manufacturing to surpass Rs 1.28 lakh crores. Minister of State for Electronics and IT, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, has said that electronics exports from India is expected to cross Rs 1.28 lakh crores in the next fiscal year. The minister said that the government is now going to broaden and widen the electronics manufacturing ecosystem with a new production-linked incentives scheme for hearable, wearable, IT hardware and component makers. Microsoft, OpenAI and GitHub appeal to dismiss AI copyright case. Microsoft, GitHub, and OpenAI have appealed a class action complaint accusing the companies of discarding code to create GitHub's AI-powered Capilot tool. Powered by OpenAI technology, Capilot tool offers lines of code directly in the editor. The plaintiffs claimed that the tool relies on software privacy on an unprecedented scale. Microsoft and GitHub argued that the plaintiffs are those who undermine the principles of open source by seeking an injunction and multi-billion-dollar profits on software that they willingly share as open source. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VARINDIA News magazine. You can download the VARINDIA app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.